Back in Newport Beach, California, the PPA Takeya Showcase Tennis Club in Newport Beach. Fantastic look from the air. And it has just been so fun to see this tournament grow and grow in Southern California. Although anybody who spent some time in California knows this time of year, during the day, can't be more perfect. And even in the night, listen, relative to what's going on in Buffalo, New York right now, I mean, you'll take the nighttime in California, no problem. But the sun's starting to set early out in California, and the temperatures will drop very quickly as the players out there still working up some sweats, though. And we have got Salome Devidze, the number 3 seed, and Lea Jansen, the 2 seed, to battle here for a right to play on Championship Sunday for the gold medal against Catherine Parento. And should be a great match here as Lea Jansen able to battle her way into the semifinals just a short time ago on Championship Court.
As you can see, it might be getting cool, but that doesn't stop anyone from playing. Look at those courts out there. There's people on every single court.
Yeah, the courts are absolutely packed, and the lights are coming on, and it's going to be a long week of pickleball with lots of action all week long, under the lights, under the sun, you name it. People are excited to be in Newport Beach, California, and be a part of this tournament with the PPA Tour. So we are going to be getting underway here in just a moment as you see Jansen and Devidze getting in some final warm-ups. Jansen in the far court with the brown pants on, and Devidze in the near court with the skirt. And Sam, gotta love the video board. They debuted that in Cincinnati earlier this year on the tour, back there behind Lea Jansen, and it is just it adds so much visually, both on TV as well as to the people that are in attendance.
No, it's great, and it's great for sponsors. You can whip through the sponsors on the board. It makes the event feel bigger and grander, and hopefully we'll see video boards like that at more PPA events, MLP events, APP events, because they're great for the game.
You're going to have more and more of those. You're going to have more 18-wheelers pulling up to all these events to set up every week. But certainly worth it as the PPA season nearing its culmination for 2022. Not much of a long off season, though, because they will be getting going shortly after the new year for the 2023 season, as it just continues to get bigger and better.
It's very similar to tennis in that aspect that you can go out, you could play 30 tournaments in a year and really have no off season. And you know, a lot of players like that. A lot of players like to keep the momentum going, keep the body fresh, and just kind of go stop to stop and play. And then there's other players that like to play 2, 3, 4 events and then go home, kind of take a break, refresh, and get back out there a few weeks later.
It is tough, though, to find that mix, right, of how many tournaments is enough and how many is too much for each player, and that's an individual question that only they can answer.
Exactly, and this sport is so new. There's only been a couple seasons, really, of pro pickleball at this high level with all these stops and all these options. So I think in the next kind of 2, 3, 4, 5 years, the players and the fans, they'll kind of find out, hey, this is about the amount of tournaments I want to play during a year that keeps me at kind of peak performance.
By the way, for those of you watching the stream and you're wondering what the coverage tomorrow will be like as the mixed pro doubles will take center stage, 10:30 Pacific, so 10:30 local time in Newport Beach, 1:30 Eastern is when the live stream and the coverage on T2 on your television will get underway. And Sam, you're going to flip. You're going to be with the other half of the bracket tomorrow.
Exactly.
Dave Fleming, and you are going to be doing the morning coverage.
Yeah, and we're going to call some mixed doubles, which I'm excited about.
0-0.
And you know, as someone who's going to play next year on the pro level, it's been fun to call the singles. I'm excited to call the mixed doubles, pick up some of the nuances and some of the strategy, and hopefully implement some of those things into my own game.
0-0.
And I'll be back for the afternoon session like I was today.
Side out.
Side out as Jansen mishits there.
0-0.
That's one of the wildest pickleball skirts I've ever seen right there.
Point.
Fashion is as important as anything in pickleball.
Say you look good, you feel good.
Feel good, play good. Devidze, originally from the country of Georgia. Devidze played professional tennis as well before making the switch to pickleball. Beautiful shot by her there.
Yeah, that started with the serve. If you can get your serve a foot from that back line, you're going to be in the driver's seat on your third shot almost every time.
2-0.
Devidze covered a lot of ground, but Jansen had her working the angles and finally able to finish it off. It's one of those when you're Devidze and you hit that shot, you know you're probably going to be in trouble on the next one, but you got to hit it and see what happens.
Yeah, and I think if she's going to, go at that ball again, it's kind of an all or nothing shot. If you're going to go there, don't just try to make it in. You kind of got to go for the miracle shot, the miracle angle, try to hit a let court, try to do something to throw your opponent off on that.
Because if you don't put it over, the other person can hit an unforced error. You're probably going to be in trouble, but...
Point.
Great shot, clips the line.
And builds it to a 3-0 advantage. Great look at it right there. How about the eyes of Lea Jansen?
Point.
And make it a 4-0 lead out of the gates here for Devidze. Onisha Smith
4-0.
is the lead official for this match.
Point. Timeout.
And you hear
5-0.
Lea Jansen, she quickly says, I just want a timeout here. As Lea's in a 0-5 hole, Devidze out of the gates in control in game one early on from Newport Beach. Salome Devidze, I mentioned her tennis background, and she's not a household name in terms of tennis, but you know what, Sam, you played 16 years of professional tennis. I mean, and Salome has you beat even. She played 17 years of professional tennis.
Yeah, and she got, her highest ranking was 254 in the world, which is a great ranking. That gets you into the qualifying of the Australian Open, the French Open, Wimbledon, US Open. So she was at all those big events. She's played tennis at a high level, so that is going to transition her over to this game, and she was probably one of those girls that quickly became a threat to some of these other pickleball players relatively quickly.
36 years old for Devidze, and already top 5 in the PPA rankings in the women's pro singles division. Jansen, meantime, gets the serve back. Looking for her first point of this match, and she gets it right there.
0-6.
Oh, it was a let court.
Oh, it was a let.
Side out.
I did what Jay DeVilliers did there.
Yeah.
I looked away. I looked at the bracket, and then they're reserving. If you missed Jay DeVilliers' match earlier against Tyson McGuffin, he had a shot that he hit it. He was so confident it was a winner, he didn't even look, and McGuffin able to get to it and finish it off.
Side out.
Jansen will get the serve back as Devidze hit that one long.
0-6.
And the winner down the line off the backhand by Jansen. Jansen was able to dispose of Yana Grichkina earlier on this court in the quarterfinals, although it wasn't easy, at least not in game 2. She won the first game 11-4. Game 2 was 13-11 in favor of Jansen.
Here we go. She's reeled off 2 in a row. She seems to be finding her game a little bit more here, and Devidze's got to
2-6.
do her best to stop little momentums in this game. If she loses this point, if I were her, I would take a timeout and kind of stop the train at 3. We'll see what happens here.
She hits that one wide.
3-6.
She does call the timeout.
So 3 straight points for Jansen. We've got a break in the action from Newport Beach, California. Lea Jansen trailed 6-0 to start this match, but she's rolled off 3 in a row now. And continues to control the serve out of the timeout by Devidze. And make it 4 straight points for Jansen.
Devidze looks like a different player compared to the first half of this match. She couldn't miss a ball, was doing everything right, seemed to be the aggressor, and now she's finding it difficult to kind of keep balls in play almost.
Jansen tries to paint the line, but misses wide. So the serve back over to Devidze.
6-4.
Great work by our crew.
Point.
And Devidze ends the 4-0 run by Jansen, gets it now back to a 3-point advantage.
7-4.
That was in.
I can't overrule it. Did you see that?
Wow.
Point.
We thought it was in. Jansen thought it was in. Devidze calls it out.
Yeah, that ball was
It's right
inside the line there. Devidze almost made the call before it bounced, I think.
You know, we had Devidze on championship court on a match earlier this year when the PPA was in Cincinnati, and there was some controversy about some of the calls that she was making. Even before the match started,
Yeah, it's the newer one.
I don't recall who she was playing in that match. It may have been Lea Jansen, it may have been Parento, but I do remember the match started with there being
8-4.
some concern about whether or not Devidze was gonna make calls accurately.
Yeah, I mean, look, that was a bad call from Devidze, but there's also 2 umpires out there. One of them's got to see that clearly to make
Side
the
out.
overrule.
That one is clearly long by Devidze, so Jansen will get the serve back here at 4-8.
Point.
And Jansen now gets it to 5-8. And we're hearing from our fantastic production
5-8.
team that it was Lea Jansen that Devidze was playing in that tournament. I remember it in Cincinnati.
It's a little bit of bad blood here even before this starts. Hopefully that'll make for a more exciting match, which, you know, we could see them. They're getting into it now toward the later half of this first game.
So 6-8 as it is tightened up here. And now Devidze going over to talk to Onisha Smith. That's the great thing, and I'm sure it was the same way in tennis, right? The story within the story, like the game within the game. All these players know each other. They've got such history.
Point.
Yeah, like, you know, not everyone likes everyone on the tennis court or the pickle court.
Well, and it's not even necessarily, I mean, as you know, Sam, from playing, I mean, you might be friendly with somebody, but the second you step on the court, that goes away.
Yeah. And to be fair, too, some of these balls are tough to call. If someone hits a shot and,
8-8.
you know, 1/8 of an inch of it touches the line,
And that is ruled out. So 9-8, Lea in front, 2 points away from game
9-8.
one.
Side
Nice misdirection there by Devidze.
Yeah, Devidze did a good job of working the ball around the entire court there. We kind of saw
8-9.
a handful of different shots from her. She's got the ball back on her serve.
Right down the line
Side
by
out.
Jansen.
And she knew it. She gave the yeah before that ball had even bounced.
So
9-8.
she gets the serve back here at 9-8.
Side out.
But gives it right back.
Eight, 9. Point.
And now Devidze able to get it back to even. 9-9, so anybody's game here.
9-9.
Best 2 out of 3 winner to take on Catherine Parento for the gold on Sunday.
Side out.
And that's going to be long, so Jansen will take serve back.
You can see now this is kind of the first. They've
9-9.
got the lights on in the stadium. The match has kind of transitioned from day to night.
Oh,
Side
backhand by Devidze, well placed.
Backhand volley almost had some topspin on it.
Nine. Point.
Jansen
Timeout.
misfires.
Receiver. 10-9.
And the timeout is going to be immediately get taken here by Jansen as Devidze now has closed in on game point. So in spite of things not going as swimmingly as Devidze would have liked after she was up 6-0, Sam, she's got a chance here to close out this game as Lea. I don't know if she just took her eye off of that, but she'd like to have that opportunity back.
Yeah, that's for sure. I mean, it looked like she had all the momentum there, getting it back to 8-all, and it's, you know, she's kind of lost it a bit, but credit to Devidze. She's done a good job of battling back here. That last point, she hit a good deep serve, a good deep forehand, and you know, she's got herself the game point.
15 seconds. No timeouts. No timeouts.
We mentioned Anisha Smith, the lead ref. Michael
Time in.
Kunkis is the
10-9.
second ref in this match. So game point number 1 for Devidze. Both players now out of timeouts, by the way,
Point
but it won't
game,
matter as that
11-9.
closes out game 1. Devidze able to hold on and win game 1 11-9. So she's 1 game away from playing for the championship on Sunday. Lea Jansen will have a chance to try and draw even, though, if she can take game number 2, one more look at game point.
I'm in the big leagues.
We'll step aside. Game 2 coming your way after this timeout from Newport Beach. Well, there's the lights on in Newport Beach, California, but a lot of the courts still filled with action as the PPA Tour continues
0-0.
at the Tennis Club of Newport Beach. Dave Ben, Sam Query, glad to have you along with our coverage here of the Women's Pro Singles semifinals. And Lea Jansen in a hole now, trying to see if she can win this second game to draw even in this best 2 out of 3. And nice start for her here in game 2.
Exactly, that's the start you want. Great backhand down the line, gives her the
Point.
serve and a quick 1-0.
Much better start than game 1 when she trailed 6-0. Got to credit Devidze,
1-0.
though. I mean, she took some punches there, but she was never really knocked all the way down.
No, yeah, she
Point.
let a big league slip away, had a controversial call, which is always a little awkward, and then kind of just managed to find a way to win that
2-0.
set.
So 2-0 here for Jansen.
Side out.
And that's wide, so Devidze will get the serve back. Look at that sky in the
0-2.
background, the beautiful colors as the sun is setting over the west coast.
You can't find a much better setting than Newport Beach any time of the year, really.
Point.
Devidze just flicks it into the corner with ease. Yeah, there is no doubt. Although, you know what? Naples in April isn't so bad either.
I haven't been there in April, but I'm sure it's amazing. I know they've got the U.S.
1-2.
Open there in April, which should be a great event.
And that's going to be long. There's a look at what we're talking about, that beautiful
2-2.
sky.
A lot of pink.
A lot of pink, just absolutely gorgeous.
Side out.
Side out here, gets it back over to Lea Jansen. It's the great thing about the PPA right now that they've completed the merger and
2-2.
and their players are now going to be free to play MLP. And they've always let the players play in the U.S. Open, which has been great.
Point.
No, it's going to be those team events next year at the MLP, having all these PPA players over are going to be awesome. I think everyone's really looking forward to that. Both sides, MLP players,
3-2.
PPA players, and the draft, which I'm assuming is going to be next month at some point. Everyone always loves a draft.
I was just going to say, I think that the MLP draft is going to be must-see TV. Like, that's going to be amazing.
It's only two men, 2 women on each team, so they're coveted spots.
2-3.
And, you don't know who your partner is going to be, on the doubles court, on the mixed doubles court. And so, whenever they make that announcement, it's
Side out.
100% must-see TV.
I just wanted to, Ben John's #1. Is there an upset pick to be had?
Yeah, I don't think Ben and Annalie are automatic
3-2.
1 picks. With look, Tyson's playing great, Jay's playing great.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch. Oh, great shot by Lea, putting it back into the corner.
And if it's anything like last year's draft, I'm not 100% sure how it worked, but it's one of those things where if you drafted the best male
4-2.
player, you weren't allowed to draft the best female player. You were kind of had to take someone a little lower. So I'm not sure if they're going to snake draft it again or what.
If it's at the
They
weight,
might
it's
not know
not
either.
above.
They've got a few weeks to kind of come up with the format.
Well, it will no doubt be something that everybody in the pickleball world is going to be locked in to watching. Got a timeout being taken here by Devidze as Jansen has gotten it to a 5-2 advantage here in game 2. Haven't had a match go the full 3 games yet since the baton was handed to us, Sam. All of our matches were 2 gamers, so be kind of nice to have a 3-game with some drama to close out our coverage today.
I wouldn't mind a little extra pickleball. We'll see if Jansen can hang on here and send us to a 3rd. Love to know what that is that she just scored in her mouth. You don't see many bottles in a little spray form like that.
Well,
Time in.
whatever it is,
5-2.
she's hoping it can keep the momentum going because she's been the one with all the momentum here in game 2. And
Side out.
Devidze with the forehand to get the serve back.
Two 5.
the lob. And
Side
Jansen
out.
says, okay, you're going to lob it, I'll take advantage.
The lob in pickleball feels like the lob works 1 out of about every 1 in 100.
Yeah, Matt Wright able to hit the lob with some efficiency usually, but yeah, it's not a shot that a lot of
5-2.
people have hit for success.
No, a little more on the woman's side. You can kind of find success, but the men's side is extremely difficult.
Side out.
You hear Devidze with the reaction as she forces the side out. We'll get the serve back.
Wow, and the paddle whip. That was as big of come on as
2-5.
we've heard. That was a Tyson McGuffin come on there.
Side out.
I felt like
I
Lea
didn't. I
called
was
that out
watching your
before it
volley.
even landed.
Did you
It
see
was
that?
way out. Devidze here just
We have to watch your feet first.
kind of
Call
trying
stands.
to bully Jansen and pretend like
We're
she
both
saw it
watching
in, but
feet
everyone
first.
knows that ball was
Call
out.
stands.
Well,
Okay.
that angle, I mean, I think it was,
That angle didn't help my case there, but the,
that angle did not
the
help your
original
case.
angle, the ball was out.
5-2.
Well, the out call stands, so Jansen gets the serve back here at 5-2. And then
Side out.
Devidze puts that one away.
Two 5.
Into the corner for Devidze. Makes it 3-5. I don't know that I've seen a player focus on the ball as much on the serve as Devidze. I mean, most people look at the ball when they kind of glance up while they're hitting it. It's like she's locked in on that ball.
No, you're right. She locks it. You see here, she's got that routine. She really kind of plants her feet, does the bounces, which I don't really see from any other player, and then bends and goes after it.
Point.
It's working right now. She's got it back to a 1-point game.
Four 5.
That'll be.
Sorry. That's side
Well,
out.
that didn't land in, so not a let. It has to land in. It has to hit the net and land in for it to be a let. That one hit the net and
5-4.
went out, so that is a side out.
But I like that she's going after the serve there.
Point.
So Jansen makes it 6-4.
6-4.
Again, if you're just tuning in, as we've passed 5 o'clock on the West Coast, 8 o'clock on the East Coast. Coverage tomorrow on the live stream at 1:30 Eastern, 10:30 Pacific, as well as T2 on your television.
Four 6.
Quick hands and reflexes by Jansen.
It's a great point there from Lea Jansen.
So serve back to Jansen with this 6-4 advantage.
6-4. Point.
Jansen makes it 7-4.
7-4. Point. Timeout.
That's going to be
Receiver,
long, and
8-4.
Devidze, the second she hit it, asked for the timeout. So Jansen right now with an 8-4 advantage. She's 3 away from getting this to a third and decisive game. And this has been very tight the entire time. I mean, there was the 6-0 lead early for Devidze, but Sam, other than that,
5-2 for a while, stuck at 6-4 for a while, and Jansen was able to get a couple there on her serve, and quickly Devidze sees that, takes a timeout.
and at this point, it's as much about mental endurance as it is physical endurance, right, Sam? I mean, because you've been out there all day, you know this is the last match of the day, and you kind of mentally, you kind of want to maybe let your guard down a little bit, but you've got to stay focused.
Yeah, and that's what's different about pickleball compared to other sports. You'll play a match, you got to wait an hour. You play another one, you wait an hour. And now here, they're kind of playing their third match of the day. Where other sports, you might warm up all day and you've got one basketball game, one football game, one tennis match. So this one, you really have to stay engaged. Not only while you're playing, but while you're taking those breaks, you kind of have to stay mentally with it and make sure you're moving around or stretching or doing whatever you need to do to be prepared for your next one. But if you're making a run in these singles days on Thursday, you're mentally and physically locked in for 6-7 hours during the day.
Well, then if you make a run at a Triple Crown
That was out.
on Sunday, then you're looking at potentially best 3 out of 5 on Sunday. So you could be in for a lot of time on a court if you are fortunate enough, and everybody will take that, no question. You ask any player, could you play for a Triple Crown? I don't think they feel like they're out there for hours on end.
Right, and at the end of the day, if you're in the position playing for a Triple Crown, it's worth it.
Devidze.
Point.
We're told singles this week, 2 out of 3 on Sunday. So that will ease the burden a little bit.
That's good. Singles is tough. I mean, like almost kind of like tennis. Singles and doubles in this game of pickleball are almost 2 different sports. Singles is so difficult and grueling, and the movement is tough.
Timeout, receiver, 7-8.
And it's a physical game, singles is, compared to the doubles.
Devidze gets another point, so she's climbed back now to within just 1 point of Jansen at 7-8. Jansen is going to use a timeout here. Jansen must win to get this thing to a 3rd game. And we're going to take the moment to show you the upcoming schedule on both the live stream as well as on Tennis Channel throughout the week. We've got our coverage starting at 1:30 Eastern tomorrow with the mixed doubles. Saturday, 1 Eastern, 10 Pacific for the men's and women's pro doubles. And then Championship Sunday gets underway at 1 Eastern and 10 Pacific. So should be a whole lot of fun as we are just getting started with the first of 4 days of coverage from Newport Beach, California.
Server, no timeouts. Receiver, you still have 1. Time in.
Devidze trying to draw even here at 7-8. And Lea.
She's going to want that one back.
Yeah, she's not happy with the result there. So tied at 8. Devidze now suddenly with momentum on her side. And that does land in.
Nine,
9-8 Devidze. The lob is long.
Side out.
It's a good job from Jansen to kind of break the momentum from a Devidze there and get things going back on her own serve.
Devidze saw an opportunity to put it down the line, but she's unable to get it over the net. And now we're tied at 9.
9-9.
Ooh, nice shot by Lea off the baseline, and she's got a game point.
Yes, I'll recall. 10-9.
Jansen trying to get it to a third game. And instead, Devidze staves off at game point number 1.
Nine, 10. Point.
Lea mishits there.
Great deep
Yes.
serve from Devidze.
And
Timeout,
Lea's going to
receiver,
call
10-10.
for the timeout. So tied at 10. We'll go into extra pickleball in this game. Will there be a third game? Will this one end in 2? That is what we're all waiting to find out. Catherine Parento is certainly waiting to find out, as Catherine will take on the winner of this. Sam, how hard is that, by the way? You know, that's an unusual thing too, right? So now you're playing on Thursday, and you're not gonna you're gonna forget all about singles until Sunday. Is it tough to recalibrate?
You know, I don't know. I mean, it's so odd. You know, I think it's helpful when you play all the events. I think it would be difficult if you just played singles, got through today, made the finals, and you had nothing to do for 2 days besides practice, then play. But I think because most of the women and the men that play singles and do well, they do well in the doubles and the mixed too.
15 seconds.
It's almost nice for them to go out tomorrow and play mixed, and then Saturday and play doubles, and it takes their mind off the singles for a little bit. And they're athletes, they're good players. They can bounce back on Sunday and re-engage in the singles when they need to.
So Devidze now with a chance to go in front. And indeed she does.
Someone yelled out, "That's going out," right before she tried to hit that overhead.
What did you say? Okay. Yep.
Can you call a hindrance if the crowd is talking during my overhead?
You can call a hinder.
That was a hindrance. They're screaming, "That's out, while I'm hitting an overhead.
Okay. Wait.
No, there's a hit.
I can't call a distraction, but she called a
There's
hinder.
no way that should be a hindrance to
Take a
the kicks
listen.
on the crowd.
Let's take a listen.
Don't talk during the point.
No.
Yeah, well,
Wait.
Talking to you. Can I speak to the ref?
This whole this. Oh,
Okay,
yes.
you can speak, but can I speak to the ref?
Go ahead. Just go
She
ahead.
hit the ball, and then the person said, "Oh my God, it was going out."
No.
sure that there's much that
I'm not talking to you. Please.
No, it's an
Can I talk to
unfortunate
the ref for a
situation, but
second?
This
You cannot call
there's
him
no
dishonest
way
right
that
now.
that should be a
I
replay
don't
because of
wanna-
what a
Okay,
fan.
listen.
yeah, I mean,
Salome,
you know,
or
somebody
Miss
swings
Devidze,
at Tiger Woods.
listen, it
Somebody
was
screams in Tiger
during
Woods'
the time
backswing.
she
He
was
doesn't
about to
get
hit
it. He doesn't
it.
get a
It's
mulligan.
all the time. Basketball,
It's-
people are yelling when
it's
you're
on
trying to
you.
hit a free
And
throw.
you-
I want to see.
Football,
We're
I
not
mean, if
gonna
you're the
show you.
offense
You
in
can
an
watch it
away
after the
stadium,
match,
they're
but
yelling the
mind
whole
you,
time.
It's
Right now.
going to be
But
a
you-
replay.
No,
It is. It's a valid hinder.
no. I need the main ref right now.
We can call the ref.
Wow, it
we're
looks
gonna
like
call the
they're
ref.
calling a replay. That
and
is
he
one of the
will-
worst decisions I've ever seen in all of sports.
Devidze rightfully
It's a referee timeout.
unhappy. We'll step aside as they will confer in Newport Beach. Is it 11-10 or is it still 10-10? We'll find out. Welcome back to Newport Beach, California. Dave Ben, Sam Query, as we continue on here. And Onisha Smith having to navigate a little bit of an unusual circumstance there. As you can understand both sides here. I mean, Lea Jansen clearly upset that somebody screamed in the middle of her trying to hit a shot, but Salome Devidze saying, "Come on, you can't take away a winning exchange from me based upon a fan making noise in the stands."
No, this shouldn't even be a discussion. And we were just talking a little bit about off air. It's like someone yelling at a Tiger Woods backswing or a free throw. That's just part of the game. If you want fans at your event, this is going to occasionally happen. This happened at tennis events that I was playing, and it's unfortunate. It's unlucky. But let's say Lea would have made that overhead for a winner. Are they replaying the point then in favor of Devidze? Of course not.
Well, Don Stanley has made his way out to the court to discuss it. can hear Salome expressing her sentiments pretty much in line with what we're saying, right? I mean, it's, you know, that's part of sports.
Yeah, look, Devidze may not be a fan favorite in this sport, but she's 100% right here, and at no point should this be a replay. I mean, if that's the case, when you're playing, everyone should bring a drunk buddy with them to every match and have them yell out at critical points of the set or the game and see if you can just get a replay. This is a terrible precedent if this is a replay.
And, you know, I mean, it was, I think from Lea's point of view, it was more what was yelled than the fact that something was yelled. It was that you know, it's out and somebody was yelling that. But, you know, let's take a listen. And it wasn't from that audio. It didn't sound so much like a yell as it was even a.
No, it's just a guy there excited. Look, there were no fans at pickleball 1 year ago. She should be excited. There's people in the crowd. They're having fun. They're having some drinks. A guy yelled during a ball that was in the air. That's just part of the game.
To be honest with you, Sam, it's you know, a little bit surprising that this is taking this long to figure out what they're going to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I get that they probably feel like they're establishing precedent, so they want to get it right.
Right, at this point, they just need to make a decision. And they've made it looks like the wrong decision.
All right, 15 seconds. Time in.
They are replaying.
10-10.
So 10-10.
I believe it's 10-10, yeah.
Side out.
And there you go. Now the serve goes back over to Jansen, and Devidze should have had a serve for match point there, and not a long break to kill her momentum either.
That was 5 minutes. I mean, we'll see how she handles this, but you know, mentally this is going to be tough to overcome for Devidze right now.
Point.
And now Jansen has game point.
If I'm Devidze and I lose this point, I pack up my bag and I leave the court and I don't even play the third set. That's how infuriated I would be if I were her.
Short, side out.
That'll be a side out because it didn't get into the proper zone after it hit the net. So
10-11.
Devidze now will get the serve back. That, by the way, was the second game point opportunity of this game for Jansen. So Devidze has staved off 2 of them, and now she gets it back to 11-11.
11-11.
That's out. So Devidze now has a chance at match point.
No. 12-11.
So Devidze for a berth in the final. And that is going to do it. It's wide, and Devidze survives 13-11 and wins it over Lea Jansen. So Salome Devidze will take on Catherine Parento for the championship on Sunday. But I think more importantly, this game could carry some precedent and all things going forward on the PPA Tour. Don Stanley and the officials are no doubt going to have some discussions with the league about how they want to handle situations like this going forward, Sam.
Yeah, and also with the serving earlier with Jay and Tyson, they've got a few things they need to discuss tonight internally.
We'll hear from Devidze after this timeout.
Welcome back down to center court. I've got Salome Devidze here with me. She's headed to Championship Sunday. Big congratulations to you. You went down 8-4 in game 2. Was there a conversation that you had with yourself at that point to bring yourself back into that game?
Of course, I was thinking that I felt like I was still in control. I felt like even though I was down, I was making my mistakes. So I just said, one at a time, keep fighting, don't give anything away.
Well, of course, we have to touch on the hindrance call. What is your side, your take on that situation at the end of game 2?
you cannot control the fans, right? They are gonna scream, and it's great that they're so excited and they're screaming, but I don't think fans should be a hindrance. If you bump into something or if something rolls on the court, absolutely call this hindrance, but a fan getting excited, I don't know if we should be calling a hindrance on that.
Well, you actually come from a strong tennis background. You were a great tennis player. What skills did you have trouble learning when you came into pickleball, and which things did you think you do well because of tennis?
I think definitely my passing shots came from tennis. I can pick my targets and go for it, but I'm still working really hard on mixing the ball up and coming to the net. It was tough coming over.
Well, clearly you're figuring everything out because you're in Championship Sunday. Congratulations to you once more. Guys, we're sending it back over to you, Dave.